Yeah, it's 7:15. Welcome to What India Needs. What India needs? We need people who are committed for a social cause, not being selfish and individualistic. We have to be social, we have to be human. We have Dr. Shuchita Vatsal from Jaipur, who is the founder director for Shuchi Nishtha, a beautiful word. Shuchitvam is most important, not just physical. I keep chanting Sapta Shuddhi. Shuddhi is Shuchi. Physical, emotional, intellectual, social, spiritual, every activity which you do. Nishtha is more important. We do once in a while is different, practicing continuously, taking it as your life is what is Nishtha. That means you are on that platform. So Shuchi Nishtha is one of the best word. Probably that is where when I looked at Dr. and the name is also Shuchita. It is there in the name itself, Shuchita Vatsal. Spokesperson, National General Secretary for BB Mind Care. We will learn what is it. Nutritionist, yeah. Physical, emotional, Sharira Manaso Yoga. The body is perfect, the mind becomes perfect. A social activist, astrologer, cartoonist, blogger, and poet. Let me start from the last. One poem from Dr. Shuchita Vatsal.
Okay. Let me introduce myself. I want, or I should start with my poem.
It's up to you. You can reach your poem from your alphabets.
See, poetry is not my life. When I say, as an individual, when I interact with people, I learn them reciting and I write small bits. So I don't call myself a big poet. I am just trying to be an actor. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for all the audience and especially Dr. TPS for giving me an opportunity to speak. And thanks for sparing this much of time to listen to me. I am Dr. Shuchita Vatsal from Jaipur, Rajasthan. And my name, as sir said, it was when I was born. Before I was born, my name was conceived in my parents' mind. And Shuchita Vatsal is not my surname. It's my complete name, Shuchita Vatsal. Vatsal is somebody who loves something. As Bhakta Vatsal is used for Bhagwan, somebody who loves Pavitrata is Shuchita Vatsal. So, Pavitrata se karne wali was the word conceived with me, and my parents wanted me to be an individual who loved to be with the goal of chastity and the goal of humanity in this world. I tried my best to convey all those things to the world, and I hope tonight I will be able to answer all your questions and all your queries and whatever I have done. As a child, when I was born in a feudal system, a zamindari family with lot of lands in hand. Then my parents have an intercaste marriage. So when you talk about different cultures mingling together, then I know two different cultures, how they intermingle together. Then I was brought up in a family of Jaipur Rajgharana, family of divans. We call that Fauj Bakshi. That was my nanihal. So at that time, I didn't know what are actually, what Kshatriyas do, but I was given an opportunity to interact with Raj Purohit, with the Kshatriya of the Rajgharana, with Her Highness Maharani Gayatri Devi Ji. And that was my beautiful childhood that made me what Shuchita is today. So I fear questioning people. I don't fear speaking up sometimes. And that's a bad thing in my personality as well. If I have ego, that's not a big point. Then I grew up in a family structure with a custom in the paternal family and a liberal scheme of maternal growth. But both of my grandparents had a very liberal idea to break up those barriers just created by humans, whether it is generation gap, whatever you come across. And they always wanted that when you are having lot of exposure, you have lot of money in your hand, you are born privileged, then you should bring about a change in this society. And they wanted Shuchita to be there to be a messenger of God. At the age of 6, I came across my first Guruji, and I was given Guru Diksha at 6.5, and then at 8 I started learning astrology. That was part and parcel of my life. I don't recite the Vedic mantra as beautifully Dr. TPS can do that. But then as I grew, I opted for science. I wanted to be a professional, and I wanted to be a FMC doctor. And those dreams brought me to lot many people who were in the services. That brought the feeling of patriotism or whatever right for India into my veins. I was I used to see them, I used to admire that uniform, and then wanted to step down in those shoes and how I can reach that. Fortunately or unfortunately, God never wanted me. I cleared FMC, then I couldn't pass the physical examination. I missed it anyhow. Then I wanted humanity to be served. How? A doctor's job is most human in my opinion. Maybe somebody who can convey, who can take care, who can counsel people for the betterment of the society. So I wanted to be nutritious then. What Ma Annapurna can do, all girls can do. So I thought nutrition is the best subject to be opted for. And then I taught my all institutions coming across from my PhD level, then MSc, and post-graduation. And simultaneously I worked because they wanted me to be more inclined towards the Indian culture. This is my birth. So they gave me a chance to be with gurus, they gave me a chance to speak with Ayurveda acharyas and so many people around. And I was inclined towards naturopathy and nature cure. I did my diploma in that subject as well. And then later I practiced that as an holistic health practitioner. We talk about Vedic culture, and when we talk about our cultural heritage, I definitely find that we had a beautiful, a wonderful past, which we all should have pride for. And when I talk about people talking about me being a BJP inclined person or whatever, RSS was something which I grew into it. My one of my grandparents was part of RSS, and Vatsal comes from Namaste Sada Vatsale Matrubhumi as well. So it has two ideas. So I started joining those Pratna Sabhas and those Shakas, and then you learn about that you have lot. You should start from Shastra to again humanity and then yoga, and you have to combine everything stickily and pragmatic. You should know. Learning, I say degrees, I have degrees, but I feel like the degrees don't make a human being. Always it's for the outer cover. Yeah, she is doctor, she is Shruchita, she has learned, she was a topper, she was something like that. But then at the end, you have to be a good human being. a human being who can serve the nation, serve the society, and bring about the change. And how to serve that nation becomes a big question for me. And then idea of Shuchinishta. I founded Shuchinishta for the philanthropic purposes. And as I was into science, I was more questioning the dogmas, the Vedic culture, most of the time. I used to question a lot. And then I was questioning astrology as well. My guru was so calm, and I should always thank him to give me for giving me an opportunity to question. No, I don't have a formal education of what astrology is, but I can solve most of the questions, most of the problems. I can calculate them. I have a what you call intuitive power or whatever, sixth sense. I don't know. I'm that is blessed and I should not be boasting about it. But I always can predict good things at the right time. So I started Shuchinistha just to convey philanthropically what astrology is. And what usually the pundits and what you call the practitioners of astrologers, whatever Vastu Shastris, they are doing it without a logic and without a reasoning. And they say, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. Huh? This is going to happen. How can we deal it with? How can we serve God to please Him? This was my idea behind the Shuchinishta astrology services. And I never had that big Dakshina system in that initially. Now I am working as a consultant astrologer, and I have a Dakshina system now because people take it for granted when you preach them without taking something in as a reward. That people don't take advice very carefully if you don't pay for it. That's the idea, and that money which to because I don't know, I don't need money to sustain myself because I have a family background and I have a lot of money in my hand right now. So I used to use those money for the little things, purchase a bag for a child or what books for somebody. Yeah, philanthropy starts at home, and I started at home neighborhood. Then slowly you grow into the group. Then people of like-mindedness come together, and then you have different bigger goals. And this was my idea of Shuchinishta. When I founded Shuchinishta, Vastu Shastris also may fool you a lot. They don't go for an amendment, but they rather to change it to a whole system of with a home, with an angan and the Vastu position, which is not possible in right now in the society, which is having a flat culture. Or that made me to think optimistically towards what we can inculcate from Vastu in our lives. That was the thing. Then I went to nutrition. Nutrition is often thought about, dietitians are thought to be the people who reduce your weight or gain your weight. This is what a general idea is about a dietitian. But a nutritionist has many jobs. She should not, and we should not cut down the meals directly. They should have an idea of what are the preferences of the person, and then work on the same diet plan, and then find out how can you modify it. If you are certainly coming out and saying you lack protein and you are a vegetarian, and somebody prescribes you a diet, go for an egg twice a day, or go for something non-vegetarian, you will not agree to it. Or rather, if somebody is having fish in his or her culture, having it daily, and if you suddenly express them, no, don't use it, don't eat it, that's not good. Nobody is going to accept you. This was my idea behind my Dr. Shuchita Vatsal clinic, that modify the diets to the level of the individual and don't let them starve when you make a diet plan. Then later I worked for a while with the fitness center as well. And I could find that it was all glamorous. it was connected with the protein or the six pack or the personal training. Those were the things which do your looks, your body build. I don't feel like those make a difference when you are a good individual. Definitely, you should grow from inside. And we had a idea, always we, as a cultural human being, you have an idea that Shivoham, Shivoham. Because when you have the ideology of Shivoham, that the whole power resides inside you, and as Sir says, Brahman is inside yourself, then you come across people who don't realize what they have as humans. You are superhuman, a creature which has the ability to think, ability to discuss, ability to grow spiritually, educationally, and spiritually. So I think as an individual, we should keep learning throughout our lives. And most important thing is skill development. Education can be at any level. You can be an IITian, you can be an MBA, you can be a businessman to an academic, but then you have to be a good responsible citizen of India. And you should contribute to, even you should contribute to the GDP as well. And whatever economic growth there should be a cultural heritage to be taken to the next generation. And as a human being, you should work for cultural, as a career of culture. I feel like if you are born there, you have learned from your parents, your grandparents, then convey your generation. That's a work of teacher. That's a good job of teacher doing. So it's also like that you should convey whatever form you can. No one can say, I am the best, I know everything. No one can know everything. If somebody questions you, you should have the aptitude to learn more and try to answer that or try to answer yourself. That was the idea behind my personality as Shikshita. So I want to be a humble human being, a person who respects, who regrets for the mistakes, but I don't want a super ego to be there, but there should be an ego. A self-respect, self-reliance should always be there. So this was my introduction, and after nutrition, I went into the genetics. Geriatric nutrition is something which gives you an idea at a later age when the medicines don't work. How do we use food to manage our elderly people? Nutrition, it also gives you a chance of psychologists and counselors. People who are elderly need more psychological support and they don't eat because they're sitting on the table with them to let them eat together. This is the problem in the Indian society. It was there in Western society since years. We had a very nice setup of joint family system where there were generations growing up. The next generation, the third generation is sitting with grandparents, and grandparents are living their childhood with a small child and teaching him, and that is not possible in the world we are living right now. We are all away from the families which might have been a joint family, and for the work purposes we need to grow out of their grandparents. Definitely. This is what Shikshita is. And what India needs, I will continue if Dr. T.K. sir wants to say something.
I was curious when you started with the lineage of, probably had the fortune of, you said, seeing Gayatri Devi.
Yeah.
She died in the early, before 2000 or 2010, yeah, 2009 or 10, I think.
So, yeah. I don't know exact.
Yeah, but she is the she is the embodiment of beauty. I think the most beautiful princess in the world.
she had intellect as well.
Yeah, she was a great reader. She had a good library. She was from Koch Bihar. I was connecting to my trip to Koch Bihar when seeing those areas very close to Bangladesh. Always the Rajasthan had the Mansingh and its legacy is too great. So nice to be associated with somebody who is part of that legendary divine spirit.
Yeah.
But then,
And to add to it, I just interrupt to it. When you talk about culture, that family is following Genesis. The family I grew in as a child, they are Jain. The school I went into was a convent. The next school I went into was had the director who was a Sikh, a strong Sikh. So you get exposure to so many cultures together. And when two castes come together, they have diverse cultures, two states coming together. That gave me that gave me an exposure to be an interactive person. To whosoever I come across, I want to learn, and I interact, I jump. This is endless.
that too, Jaipur is a true cosmopolitan and it has a heritage of long years of having great guests across the globe. But we see they have constructed big temples, great palaces. Probably after Udaipur, Jaipur has got maximum number of great palaces. But you can see the poorest of the poor people around. India is not so different. What can be done to balance? I'm not saying that the rich has to become poor. There is a joke saying that we have got a poverty line, and to make everybody above poverty line, people dip the poverty line down so that everybody comes up, right? It's a joke, but as a nutrition, as a social activist, tell what can be done. And I have seen you showing a lot of interest in agriculture related discussions. Where is it we are lacking? Because we have the most fertile land, we have the best connectivity, we have different states where different products are generated. We keep saying these many varieties of food, these many varieties of cooking, we could have become one of the best in the world, but still we are lagging.
Yes.
What is that we can provide? What India needs is that vision. Where do you think that can be made possible? First, make our home stronger. Everybody has enough food to eat. Everybody has sufficient facilities to learn. Everybody has education. Everybody is open to the culture. They can travel across. Right? There is when you go to West, people keep traveling a lot. Maybe only Gujarat has got this habit of traveling across. Maybe Punjab also has. You will see them traveling across. But rest of the other world, they don't mix that much. That lethargy. When you said that there was a sick person, you will see them into business. They establish themselves. You will see a lot of dhabas. I know Rajasthan is, most of the people travel across. You will see from Kashmir to Kerala, the Rajasthani dhabas. So that culture is not there in other parts. Why is it, and how it can be balanced so that everybody gets sufficient food, varieties of items, not just celebrations once in maybe 12 days in a year they celebrate, but then the 360 days around or 350 days around they suffer to pay back the money which they took loan for celebrating. That's what is happening. Let it be in terms of culture, we celebrate most of the birth and death and marriage, everything is celebration. It's all extravaganza, but we can say that we have proud culture, we have to do all this, but not at the cost of poverty. No. How do we make sure that these people are rich enough for their cup of tea at least, so that they can enjoy without suffering for longer time?
Need to work. So to answer an appropriate question, yes, poverty is the biggest problem and it has to be resolved at the grassroots level. Somebody who is poor cannot think of a glorious India. Nobody can think like that. You need food first. That I associate to ideology of Rajaman Singh because I belong from Jaipur. And when you see the forts of Amer, you never come. Matlab, we are culturally so in that. We never convey the tunnel system, the water harvesting system, the Nahargarh fort, the Sagar. Sagar Lake was built by Raja Man Singh when there was a drought in Dhundari. He wanted to give the job to the people of his city, which was Amer earlier and later on Jaipur. And he gave food for us, and he gave a chance to create a lake, a man-made lake, which has created a biodiversity in the center of the city. Then he was a great bhakt of Lord Krishna. He was working under Mughals and taking the idols to the Govind Dev Ji's temple and protecting it simultaneously. He was, sometime I will discuss that also. We need to integrate. That is the first thing we should. And the agriculture and innovative farm has lot of scope. The day we were talking to Dr. C.K. Rao, so he was giving good ideas of things which can be done. There are so many agriculture scientists, and we have an institute in Delhi as well, and people have talked as well, but they never go back to their own that knowledge with the families which are working there. There is drip irrigation. My own Tauji has done a thesis on drip irrigation, and the way we put the pot in is the tree when we plant sapling, and it takes 7 days to grow, and the sufficient water is supplied. But that should go to each and every individual. Everyone can have a matki stuck to besides a sapling, and we can plant so many saplings which will create a biodiversity area or whatever, a natural hub for natural. Today is a day which should celebrate nature. So it's like we should work, we should educate in their own language. We should tell them that only fertilizers don't work. We should go towards the old farming methods also, and we should preserve it. You were saying that cow's milk is available, and it is available in plenty, but we have lost the idea of being consumer of that thing. So we should develop a market. So I think India needs a corporate which provides the individuals who have the idea. The learned people should go back to their roots, go back to their villages, eradicate all the atrocities are going on, all the caste barriers, all those things which are happening there and preventing them to grow. Give them an insight that you should move from a traditional farm to a varied farming. Then use digitalization or a cooperative structure to give mandis to that, and then educate the people or the consumers that what are the benefits of the particular food. The day we are talking of millets, then definitely we don't have a taste of millet. We from Rajasthan are more having staple diet of wheat, bother about rice, most of the time. Then it can is a country which is diversities in flora, fauna, cultures, everything. We should celebrate it in a manner. It should be propagated to the other parts. Rice can be a good thing for people who want to fight obesity. I say, first when you talk about starch and all, it's vegetable and you can take away the starch and have rice. But North Indians mostly don't except Punjab and Haryana. In Rajasthan, rice is not a staple food and it's not. We need to develop this kind of a structure which includes the farmers in, and have their idea. Growing the day I was listening to Man Ki Baat yesterday also, or day was before yesterday, there is the people have started have taken up the apple from Kashmir, Manipur, and they have planted it, and the student has started a techno student has started working on this type of farm, and he has grown apples which are really good as Jammu and Kashmir. So it's the land is good. I think my land is lacking water because we have not conserved it. We had the system of boundaries. We had the system of those what you call catchment areas. But when you are going for a locality being established in the catchment area of a pond, nothing a dam can do. So we need to grow up as individuals and we should think about it. When you are making a house, you should know you should not be in the catchment area. Then once you are in the catchment area of a dam and when the rain comes, you start shouting, it's flood, flood, flood. So you are yourself stopping the drainage system, entering into the catchment area, and then you are shouting. So yeah, food has a lot of scope of preventive foods, and most of our Indian diets are preventive in nature. And they are combination foods from North India to South India, from West to East. There is always a combination diet of protein, carbohydrates, fats, and minerals in appropriate amount. Whether it is rasam, whether it is dal bhat of UP, whether it is dal bati or Rajasthan, everything is a balanced diet. But we discard it on the idea that some Swiggy or some other multinational company has come and it will deliver food to our place and our children will love to have pizza. This is the idea we all should work upon. Our paratha is pizza itself. It is a stuffed pizza. You can have a variety of parathas which are pizza. A chila is a pizza, Indian pizza. But then you should market it to the label and you should give your child an idea. Yes, consume it, this is more nutritious, good. But make it attractive as well. Market it to the world and have an idea that you have the consumers and you are helping those people who are working for the wheat, for the veggies in it. So this can be done, and I think a digital world will support this. Normal humans, a learned person will go here and work with them. Structure so that that will not be benefiting only the person who is going back. It should be all the society work together. Culturally, we can learn from them a lot. They are using. When I come from Rajasthan, when I think about food processing, we are into food processing since eras. We have papads, we have mangoris, we have kher sangris, all dried up because we have sunlight, ample of sunlight. So food processing was part, pickling, these things are our power and we can utilize it to market to the world. Project yours with a better way. And that should be done. Marketing, earning profit can never be a wrong thing. If you have to eradicate poverty system from the grassroots, you have to give them work. Not sit beside giving freebies for the votes cannot work. Giving saris, giving food for a while, if it is lockdown, it won't work. Give them skills, give them an idea to cultivate on their own small bits of land to the utmost efficiency. And yes, it will work. We will be Atmanirbhar Bharat if we start working in the village. I think so. And next thing I want to add, anyone asking the question?
Continue.
Can't it? Okay. Second thing is when you talk about culture. I always talk about culture because culture is something very auspicious for me in terms of my outlook. It might be good, it might be bad. When you talk about the deprived section, go to the grassroots and find out why it is different. Is there toxicity? Is there a negligence or ignorance? Is there someone who is exploiting that fellow, who is exploiting that community? Or are they practicing something that which is so good root cause analysis of a situation, of a scenario? So what implies good for Rajasthan cannot be good for Kerala. So we lack water. We are more into water harvesting. I think Kerala, lot of water, they won't be worried about water harvesting that way. The way we are. We know each drop cost for miles you have to travel. When you go for the taps should have water. That is for cosmopolitan something. Oh, we all have taps in our homes. What difference does it matter if there is a Jal Sansadan Mantralaya or if it's an idea of every crop? You have to be in the remote areas of Barmer, Jaisalmer, and as Dr. TPS has suggested, we must learn culture by traveling, by interacting, and by knowing what actually we want. And then only we can give them a solution. Before analyzing the problem, you cannot be a solution maker. Making big policies in the AC rooms won't work. It won't work anyhow. But somebody who guards for me, somebody who discards the idea when it was when it was lockdown. People used to say, we don't have mobiles, we don't have technology, how would we jump? No, can we do transactions digitally? But finally, when it was implied on it, yes, we learned, we are interacting together on digitally. I never knew how a webinar is conducted, how this kind of a platform can be used well. And use technology for the betterment of society. The same thing I want for social media. Social media is like a knife, a sharp knife, sharp-edged knife. You can use it for the betterment, for spreading good ideas, for everything you put. From Sanskriti to literature, you can share anything in this world. And it would go global. It would always go global once you enter the digital technology world. But people, they are arguing with each other, then they are discussing politics. Discuss politics. Nothing is wrong in politics. Raj Dharma is the best dharma one can follow. And born in a Kshatriya family, you need to know that Raj Dharma. If you are a Brahmin, you should know how to convey that Brahminical knowledge to others. That's nothing wrong in politics, but the level of the politics, the level of freebies, the level at which cost we want a vote should be stopped. Polarization is nothing to do with politics and it should not be done. That is my point of view. If I become a bigger politician, I will always suggest don't polarize society, unite them together. But don't appease them also. Nobody, if we have a joint family, we have 3 children and we keep on suggesting that one is good, the two will feel deprived and they will react as an absolute reacts. Don't do that. Don't do to any community, any religion, any caste, any creed. Be liberal at mindset. Be liberal, not be liberal at words. Let the child learn each and every aspect of the world. And Give him a chance to learn, her a chance to learn, give girls chance to learn, express. So many times we are wrong, so many times we are correct. This is not everybody can be correct all the time. But then when you interact, then you understand that you are wrong or somebody else is wrong or both can be true. This is something interaction is needed. Third thing is we need a proper transport system. That is the biggest need I feel back about agricultural growth. Then also we need waterways, we need railways, we need transportation. The freight corridor we are thinking about is something which is providing to and fro to lot many goods, lot many services, very expensive. You should work upon a very easy communication system, digital platforms. You should work for the waterways as well. We had a culture where even if you talk about Odisha and Jagannath Puri temple, the logs are being floated in the river that reach on a particular tithi, that reach the temple, then the rath is made, and then the god is there, and the god and the king is being doing ritualistically. He is brooming in front of the Bada Danda. When you come across Odia culture, then we are given an idea that king should serve the people. This is what Indian culture is. You should serve the Lord as a sevai, as a servant. You should serve humanity. You should serve people as being part. Once you get when you come to the parliamentary system or a democracy, I think we all come from very, very different party lines. That doesn't matter. The aim should be that we should discuss, healthy discussion should be there, healthy suggestion should be there, and then make laws. And not only laws, implement them and suggest the society what is correct, what is wrong. When I go for a judicial system, I definitely find there is lot of scope of judicial reforms. Somebody like Shwani Bhatt stands up and against the party line and speaks up, we need a population control law. So that is true. If you are comparing, we often compare India with China in terms of population. Why don't we compare the area India holds and the population density we have, the level of poverty we have, the level of democracy we have? We cannot say you should have this, you should have only 2 child, you will do this. We don't implement these things like that. So we are a beautiful country, and when we are comparing with a country, either we as citizens should grow up in knowledge in terms of our outlook, that yes, it is day's demand that we should have only 2 children or 3 children. We cannot afford more than that. We cannot afford if we don't have resources. This is what should be done on grassroots levels in the villages, not in the cities. In the cities, people don't have time to bring up the children, so they have only 1 or 2 children. This is what they are doing. But you have to move to the grassroots levels, to the villages, and to teach them or suggest them that if you had 2 children, you didn't have that division of land, and you would have been having a better crop. So why are you destroying yourself and being burden on this motherland? Be a contributor. This is to be done by the educated people around. This cannot be done by the people, or if you don't want to go there, let them learn.
So, as an educated person with all this knowledge around, what Dr. Shuchita is going to do on the ground? It should be done, it can be done, yes. I'll tell you, you are just mentioning that I am from Kerala. You are just mentioning that we have plenty of water. But you know, the drinking water Bisleri comes from Bombay. It's not because we don't have water. We don't have that industry which makes the water cleaner and purer. It's only cleaning. That is because there is a culture, there is a entrepreneurship which has to be there for people to start acting. I think Rajasthan is not that bad as most of the Gulf countries. I must have gone to most of the Gulf country to see how they do agriculture. When I go for lecture, half day lecture is over, the rest of the time I keep asking them, where do you get these dates from? I go to the date farm. Where do you get vegetables? We have seen they create an artificial place where everything is automated. Humidity has to be controlled, temperature has to be controlled, rain is artificially made, and that they grow vegetables. With all the blessings which we have, natural resources, I think it is just because our political system, our bureaucracy, which is so corrupt. I have seen how it runs in most of the Gulf countries. They are all ruled by Rajas. And if somebody does a mistake, they are put not into jail. They are put into rigorous imprisonment, keeping them aloof, but they are not safe. They are not safe. I think it's all like we have everything, but what is not there is that willpower. So my question is, we know what is to be done. I stopped attending all the conferences. I stopped attending all the activities. I was only focusing on teaching and learning. Teaching teachers, teaching students was only job which I was decided I will do in my life. But then this COVID and webinar made me to stop traveling and then put me into my house. So I started thinking there is some scope for agriculture unification. And it is not my desire. Some paper quoted me and then that was read by somebody else. The other day you met Manmohan Reddy, who was forcing me to do something because he feels that yes, I can connect to people. So I am connecting to people. Every day I am talking. The other day we had a Malaysian person who is ready to tie up with any people in India who can have a land and have some agriculture where export is simply possible. Do you have half the money to spend? The rest of the money he will be finding the export, market, everything. But what I am looking for is not supporting the biggest farm or maybe the greatest. Can we have something which goes to, as you focused on root, the grassroots? Can we have some tie-up with somebody where we can have? Assume that Rajasthan, you have something. Shall we plan something very specific instead of saying it can be done, it can be done, great people will do it. Yeah, we have seen the legendary. Let us do something. I told you, as we grow, today we are on the 8th day, half of the program is over. At the end of this session, what we are looking for is, we need people. We need people who work, not as pilot projects. I can also give you a lot of examples where apple is grown and displayed. He has shown, his picture comes. We have also seen bogus items like, from water we can make a petrol, from plant we can make a petrol. They have gone up to Abdul Kalam. He has also signed it. These are all pilot projects. It's all mimic at production level, where we help people. I'll tell you, if we have, it is not that what we speak is only, if I speak of my mother, great. Oh, I love my mother. And my brother is also here. Just because he don't come to common platform to talk about mother, it doesn't mean he don't love, I only love. I know he loves more than what I love, because he stayed with my mother more number of years than what I stayed with my mother. Right? So sometimes it is not I speak of culture, therefore I love culture. Those who don't speak of culture, they don't love. It's not true that when I criticize my mother, it doesn't mean that I don't love my mother. It also means I look for some improvisation. So what is required for us today is not what past we had. What we have to do is also understood. What we do, action is more important. Let us take some steps to find out, or maybe you have listened to few. I would not have asked this earlier because you have heard the lectures of earlier. We have seen somebody who has done it. That's why I brought GBK Rao in the beginning itself, so that he knows. Yeah, therefore, therefore what we need is, see, he has got land given in Russia. 10,000 acres of land. And government says come there and do the same thing. You understood? But I am sure there will be lot of such offers. That is because people have seen what's happening here. And we are not able to connect. We are not able to get this happen. Chamber of Commerce is there. Agriculture department is there. Agriculture university is there. Every student is a scientist. Correct?
Yes.
And we have land. We know what earlier kings have done to do wonders with minimum facilities which they have. We have that tradition, we have that plan. What can be done? What can be done? What can be done on the ground? Not theoretically. What is that we are going to do? Is what?
Because
Yeah.
once staying in a city, you cannot work the way you want people to work. You need to step down back to your roots, back to your village. For at least 2 visits are required. And then you have to
Again, I am not asking what I have to do. You have to step down. I said maybe
I
what.
have to step down.
Yeah.
Yes. And basically, I have an idea to step down to my grassroots. We have a beautiful culture of embroidery. Every girl does that. We can have damnis exported. We have, the day I was talking about Gurkul, we can have farming of Google. We can have farming of jeera. We can have numerous spices we can grow in our land, and we are culturally rich. We know how to grow. We can improvise those things and add technology to it and give chances to the entrepreneurs to come and suggest us how can we change. But for that, you have to be on ground. You cannot discuss in a webinar and have people thinking the way you are thinking. Once you have to go to the land. I have land, but I am not farming myself. That's the biggest flaw I am doing right now. I have somebody else to go to my land and sow something and give me a part of it. But sometimes girls, traditionally girls are not into farming that much. When they are working on the field, but basically they are not farming entrepreneurs. Especially they were not. But I have always had an idea. I should go
But
back.
Jhansi Rani made a difference.
Yes.
People were not fighting. I think there has to be an image making. There has to be a front runner. And I'm sure that is what the energy we all have to have.
Yes. So I can connect. Yes, I can connect with a lot many people. When you go for the cultural heritage, I have my own siblings, my own family, which has the way you are saying agriculture students or agriculture scientists, but they are not coming together on a common to work for the system. That is the biggest thing. And I want to someday, and you will find me working over there. I keep on to do this and then utilize the government for the loans and the opportunities that the government is providing to the females, to the youngsters, to the you don't have storage facilities. See, we don't have that warehouses. We need those infrastructure. We have that capacity, but we should go there and we should work. And you can connect with the people. This is what. And
I will provide you free refrigerator at the farm because my students are producing and distributing throughout India, where you don't require to transport your produce instantaneously. You can store it for a week. That is being marketed with alumni of IIT who are into agriculture. They are doing great lot of work. So I have not started just discussing without doing my ground job. Got it? I had tied up with the people who can market. I have tied up with the people who can do this. The warehousing is a big problem. The other day I gave a talk on one of the institution of the engineers. The earlier I was talking about the Chamber of Commerce. I was telling we have all the know-how, but what is happening is we are not creating that infrastructure where we can produce things which can be stored. T.N. Seshan wrote some time back. We are good in nuclear power, but we don't know how to preserve tomato for 3 days. Correct. So we have to be on the ground. That is what we look for. I'm sure you can go on and on. I can also go on and on. We already crossed 8 o'clock. Generally 8 o'clock we open. And can I ask something came from Aditi? So I'm sure, yes, Aditi, you should ask questions.
Yes. Am I audible, sir? Can I?
Yeah, I love people to come on to video because it makes some sense, because I am recording it and posting onto YouTube. So ABCD is, yeah, if you can afford, if you are affordable to show your face, it will be good. Yeah, yeah, fine. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, sir, actually, I would really love to appreciate Dr. Suchita for this, because I have been attending the seminars for the last few days, and this was somehow very personal for me, because she started off with the fact that she was a science student and then she came to the cultural thing. I'm also a science student, ma'am, and I also took up philosophy, which was very accidental for me. But you talked about the Indian culture at stress right now. What I feel, and there were comments how Western culture has been poisoning the Indian culture and other things. This is actually a question for everybody, because all of you are seniors here. So, ma'am, is it not true, like you yourself said, that learning is a ongoing process, but then it's contradictory in Indian context, because we do have people who are extremely learned and they're called enlightened people who hold knowledge about the future itself. So this thing that learning is a process comes from the Western culture. So is it not true that if I take knowledge from the Indian culture and the Western culture and produce a more eclectic and a more mixed version of theory for myself, like you said, modulation is necessity. So is it not that, and instead just following one culture, although you said that we should be open to all cultures, but we stressed upon the Indian culture right now. So
There's so much in giving me an opportunity to elaborate your point. Yes, there are people who are enlightened and they are the souls which attain that salvation stage sometimes. But not all of us as people have that level of knowledge, of self-realization and the detachment, being on the ground, having not many relations, all the dharma towards the society, towards the family, towards all the ashrams we should come across. And then we need to learn that detachment to be that level of enlightened personality which doesn't require learning. But that is the point I wanted to say. Yes, we as Indians have those people who are so learned, who can look into the future and predict things and tell us what should be done. But unfortunately, we have lost most of them, and we are not connecting to them. The same way the technology is with us, the spirituality is also with us, the yoga is with us, within us. But we are not practicing it, we are not learning from them. That was given from Guru Shishya Parampara, from one Guru to another. It was all. We are not coming to the next generation. Then there is a stagnation in the cultural path. And then we know how to learn. Then it requires Western learning. School systems are westernized. All convents are giving better structure, better information, better publicity. And definitely we all want to interact in English. Being from India, we are not that good at the essence and the English which Western world has. And during the imperial time also, we have an idea of an inferiority complex to the white skin, to the English speaker. And that what makes us slave to their culture. this is what Aditi ji, I am so glad you are inclined towards Indian culture. Talking about culture is okay, but giving it to next generation to the level best is the biggest challenge we are facing right now. And taking the when you say I I send my child to the garden to play. No, take him along with yourself to play, to learn what tree is, what grass is, what ball is. But there are parents who are not giving this opportunity to the child. And I wrote a blog on it, Aditi, one day. And you can come across my blog as well. It was, are we nurturing super specialized robots? And definitely, we are nurturing human beings into robots. We are talking about people to give knowledge through education system, through somebody school, some tuition center, something, and we are more focused about the marks we are our child is. We are not at all making his or her skills to be developed for the future of the society. This is what we are lacking. And once both the parents, Dr. TPS sir will agree to me my point. When both the parents are working, they cannot have time for the child for her or his upbringing. And then comes a maid. And maid is the culture which is the child's mother tongue, which is child's he or she can be good. I don't find a maid cannot do your child well because she can be a good person. But otherwise also, when you talk about language also, you should tell your child to learn at least if he or she is not fluent. I am not fluent in the Rajasthani language because we don't speak the Rajasthan, the language at home. And my mother is not Rajasthani. So that is the drawback for me. But most of the time I can understand them. And when you can understand them, टूटी-फूटी language में convey कर लोगे आप अपनी बात. तो वो convey करना एक बड़ा idea है. And the second question was, can you repeat the question? I forgot the question, Aditi ji.
Ma'am, the second question was, can we not use, like you said that like you said that learning is a process, but then we have enlightened species, and if I want the next generation to accept my like philosophies or theories, should I not put it in a form that is more acceptable, which is by simply stating a modification of both the theories and not by simply putting one culture forward?
Yes, we need to modify it definitely. And I try to modify it to a level where the people say spirituality when they talk about idol worship. I say start idol worship at least. Come to LKG, then go to yoga, to spirituality, to samadhi. First start from idol worship. Have a God inside you. Have somebody to look forward for your spiritual growth, and that is what is required. Yes, we are lacking in this. That is fair. Definitely, we are lacking in that spiritual growth, and we have undermined our cultural existence. So when as a child, when we talk about cognitive development in psychology, child psychology, that was a subject when I was at my UG day. Your child has a capacity to learn from age 1, or rather the day he or she opens the eyes, and till the age of 6.5 or 8. That is the best period. Child should be exposed to numerous cultural processes, because that is the age when the curriculum of the school is not affecting your child. The home should be a first school, and the person in the home should be learned, and then to come back, you should have informal education for girls, but you should have girls more into spirituality so that they can convey the culture well. Fathers don't have that much time to convey the culture to the offspring. I hope I justified something I could answer you well. If I couldn't counter me.
Could I add something, Shuchita?
Yes.
Aditi, you were talking about the so-called learned, the cliche.
Yes, sir.
It is not in Bharatiya tradition. If you look at Charvaka, I don't know, do you know, as a philosophy student, you must know who is Charvaka.
Yes, sir, I do.
Charvaka was given the Rishi Padavi, the supreme Padavi, the position which can be given by the king or by the tradition, just because he had the courage to question the king. He told Dharmaputra, you are not fit to be called as Dharmaputra because what you have done is not Dharma. Dharmaputra got confused. He went to Krishna and asked, what I did is correct or not. So you can imagine a learned person can question somebody who is powerful and he can get confused. He goes back to the advisor, and Krishna was much younger to Dharmaputra. It is not age what gives, it is not knowledge what gives, it is not power what gives. What is important is yukti yuktam upadeyam vachanam balakadapi anyatranavavatyajyam apyuktam brahmakadapi. With logic somebody can explain, and if that other person is ready to listen to the logic, it is acceptable. So India was always open. Indians were always open. That is why India became a place where every culture, see, when people from different parts of the world came to India, we said, you join with us, nothing wrong, nothing will happen to us. It is not that we have to be, see, Acharam and Anushtanam, there are two accepts. One is Acharam, second one is Anushtanam. Most of the people, I don't know how many people understand when they speak about this. Anushtanam is what is traditionally prescribed, which cannot be practiced today. You adjust it for your situation, that is called Acharam. There is no Acharam in this country which is unique. Acharam is up to the people. We have a temple here in Hyderabad which is run by army people. The pujari is with boat, suit, coat and every topi also. In Kerala, when you go and see a pujari in coat and boot and suit, I am sure I am seeing Vignesh laughing. You should be topless. You should have only one small dhoti which is that transparent. Minimum dress is what is prescribed. But do you think minimum dress you can do puja in Himalayas? I went to Parikrama. When we go to Parikrama, when you go to the best temple place, you must take bath. That is one prescription. But when you go to Kailas, 18 days you don't take bath. So it is all logical. It is never prescribed very strict. If somebody says this is Indian culture, it's actually stupid to say there is no Indian culture at all. There is only local culture. Everybody can adjust it for their own purposes locally, and it is that diversity. That is why food is different. See, you cross Kerala and then go to Andhra Pradesh, you will see people giving prasadam in their hands, yellow rice is given. The priest will give in hands. When you go to Mysore, the guest is supplied with hand only, not spoon is not used. But I don't think anybody today can accept that. However hygienic they are, we don't accept. So what is wrong in learning about how to have a spoon for serving? Do you think that our god and goddesses had saris and churidar, and even you will see Lord Krishna's picture with a pants or maybe pajama, kurta sort of a dress. Do you think he had that attire? It's all some artists. All it is symbolic. The concept of God itself is symbolic. That is why Bharatiya Shastram, it is to teach. That's why Shuchita was mentioning, younger age, when you learn about God, you need to have a KG in which you have a textbook in which I say this is elephant, this is elephant, this is elephant, looking at the book. But the teacher knows this is not elephant, it is only picture of an elephant. That is being taught because when that child see a real elephant, they can attach and see, oh, this is how the elephant looks like. So it's all learning process. But some people, what happened to them, They are not improving for their KG level. Throughout life, they think this is what is the truth. And because they learned in the textbook as a picture, they believe that there is no elephant in the world at all because they have not seen the elephant. So one being blind, another one is being logical. A combination of that is what is education is. That means you improvise yourself, you learn yourself, you ask questions, but that is to learn. That is how we have Veda and then Upanishad. Lot of question answers. What questions were asked by the disciples to the Guru? Those questions and answers given by Guru is documented by the students. That is what is Upanishads. So if you don't understand Veda, go to Upanishad. Then you will see variety of Upanishad. Why? Because every student consumes the knowledge in their own style. And each Upanishad is entirely different from the other one. So, and nothing to do with culture. That is not at all culture. Culture is different, spirituality is different, Veda is different. But everybody uses these words as culture, knowledge, Veda, Upanishad. Everything is one and the same for them. Because they don't understand these partitions. They're all one method to transport you. But you cannot talk about the cycle and aircraft in same time, in same tone. One is different, another one is different.
There are mode of transport system.
Yeah, they are all transport system. With that commonality you can speak. But not everybody can afford on the aircraft, but not everybody can drive bicycle also to reach from one place to another place, right? It's a beautiful question, Aditi. It needs to be understood more. I am sure it comes from philosophy students like this. I was so glad. Yeah.
So actually, I was about to ask a follow-up, but then your answer kind of leaves me speechless.
Definitely, we will have. I think I kept on talking about Indian spirituality, Indian religion. What I will tell you, all the so-called yoga what we practice, most of them are stupid and foolish, which is not part of Patanjali Yoga Shastram at all. And what we did was, the other day also we were mentioning, most of the so-called business people who wanted to do business, they did not get a job. Their cousins were gymnastics. They mixed gymnastics with Yoga Shastra and then planned it as a new yoga and then went to Western countries, started marketing there. From there it came back to India as a yoga now. No, I will tell you the so-called Shirshasana, which is the yoga. Have you seen any god in India who is in Shirshasana?
No, sir.
Why? If yoga is the greatest and all the rishis and yogis were, you should have postulated, no, that the Vyasa is in Shirshasana. Patanjali in Shirshasana. And we say Patanjali Yoga Shastram. There is no Shirshasanam in this world. Brahma has created to walk all in two legs. And now today if you can walk with your hands, then you are the best yogi. Actually it is stupid.
Yes.
You understood? That is because, see, there is, I will tell you, Westerners have got a beautiful sunlight. They enjoy the day. They will accept anything for 10 to 15 minutes to practice. They love to adventure themselves. They love to learn most of the activities in the world. I'll tell you, if I teach Bhagavad Gita, Western, even people from India who resides in America has got a better ear to listen 1.5 hour lecture than any Indian. Because they are in that culture, they understand learning, listening is their daily practice. So there is nothing wrong learning that practice. Punctuality has become so diluted in India. You go some other country, you know how punctual they are. If I start a talk and then say 8:30 class is over, even without you end or not 8:30, everybody is up, pack and go. That is being punctual, both starting and ending. But we lack all this. And we criticize ourselves saying that we lack all this. But we are not ready to correct. Got it?
Correct yourself.
So therefore, it needs to be understood. It's always good to learn from anybody. Nehru's philosophy was fantastic. We had a beautiful constitution, in the best constitution in the world, which is a mix of Russian, Western, Indian, everything is inside. Only thing, as few things were getting had corrected sometime.
I will interfere in your talk. We have everything around us, but we are not going into applying those knowledge. That is the biggest.
See, that is why I am not trying to say that we are bad. I am trying to say that we want Aditi, we want Dr. Shuchita, we want
To come
Vaishnavi,
together.
we want a lot of people like Anusha, Sriharsha, everybody is there around.
Yes.
We are connecting different people at different places, at least make few samples. Gayatri is there, Jinu is there, we want everybody, Nilima is there, Rishika is there. It's all different people. Now, my concern is, I had concern for all this. I am only trying to share that concern to few people so that you will take this ahead and then think about it. Otherwise, what happens is we lost. The concern is lost. If concern is there, I am sure you will start relooking at it, what can be done. And then, see, I was born to a poor man, but with a rich land around. Because we were not using our land. But then I know the value of money. Because unless I earn, I cannot live. That was my situation. Unless I get my stipend, I will not be able to even take my food. But then I am sure my children had sufficient money. They have sufficient time. If they are not even employed, they can live. Because we all learned. So I'll tell you, you are the blessed generation where you have sufficient time and money and knowledge and connectivity to the world, where you can utilize and then make wonders. So idea is to give some trigger for the youth. That is what I am trying to do it.
Yes. Skill development is the need of the world, but not only India. Skills, definitely the day you were talking about engineers not being able to ride a bicycle. This is what nutritionists also do. This is what doctors also do. Every field we are learning theory. We are not applying that knowledge to the grassroots levels. No, we are not applying that knowledge to our day-to-day life. I can preach you so many lessons. Do this, do that, do that. But this cannot be done if I am not done.
We will do it. Take that as an oath. We are going to do it. That is what we want.
Yes.
The end of
And
this.
the second thing I want as an academician, I want to add one more thing. The basic knowledge of law, the basic knowledge of the bureaucracy, the system, how to fill the forms, how to go to the courts, to the idea to get the support from the government, yourself, has to be a part of the curriculum. No, see, nobody will go. There is lot of corruption. When I work as a National General Secretary of corruption, I come across people. They come with the idea that fellow is corrupt, that fellow is corrupt. Yes, most of them can be correct. Few of them can be corrupt. But how to fight that corruption? You want to eradicate corruption, you first have to remove the idea of taking shortcuts using money power or the power of the family name. Then only he can eradicate corruption. Be the change yourself. Why seek change in others? Let's be the change. I'm wrong, accept wrong. I'm correct. If I'm correct, you correct me. Not allowing others to speak. No, that's not good thing. But criticism, for me, criticism should be constructive. The other day I was talking about media. When we talk about media, Jaggi Swami, the ISKCON person also says that media is publishing the headlines which project India as to a land of rapists, of thieves, of corrupt people, whichever party it comes from. Every day the headline is a negative one. So be a seller of negative news. Headline should be what Dr. TP has done, what Vignesh ji has done, what Aditi can do, what somebody has done good. So we can motivate others to be like them someday. Not 100%. This is what should be the role of constructive media. I feel as a student, and I belong to a person, my mother was a news reader. Then I always feel like, Mama, you are what you are giving in the news. you are editing the whole script. This Malarpan was done, this was done, this was it. No, what people are doing it wrong, publish it. Should be the idea. I would request all of you to be open and
Yeah, if anybody has got any more questions to ask, yes, most welcome. I've seen some comments on the chat box by Professor Ravi and Gopalakrishna as usual. Yes. If you have something to ask, probably you are welcome. If you could ask, it's good. Aditi, you are clear about what is explained, or you have some
you
more?
can process.
Yeah, Gayatri is there. Chikala Madhavi is there. Any more questions from anybody? Krishna, Vaishnavi. Yeah, Ravi says thanks. Yeah. It was only some comments.
When I so I will continue for another few minutes or we close it.
Yeah, if you have some very specific points, but very specific points, yes, which could trigger some questions also is fine.
See, as a nutritionist, I want to say every 12 food we take on that day has a logic behind it. I have been working for years, and you should consume that food, not because you have to inherit that culture, because that is the demand of the season, that is the demand of the job of for that particular season. That's one thing we should start doing. The second thing, I want to add something more, very specific.
Let me ask you, Dr. Shuchita, what is your takeaway today?
I don't know. I said.
What is your takeaway today? Is that anything which
work on the ground?
you have to work on the
That will be
ground?
the takeaway.
Yeah, I remember
And,
when I'll tell you on January, the Youth Day, I was out for a program where they were running a farm and they were running a residential school. They have little garden, but not totally cultivated, no big trees, no big plantations. Maybe 80% of the land was barren and then 20% was full. I said, wait for the rain. When it rains, by the time you collect maximum number of seeds. But then you don't know, in Hyderabad, the rain comes and then goes. You cannot predict, even predictions doesn't work most of the time. And then assume that you plant, you need not grow, and you are unreachable. Most of the place you need cleaning up, it costs a lot of money. So many problems were told. It will not work. I said, you have a national highway, why can't you drive along and then both sides you plant some trees? Because it's already clean. He said, no, there will be some problem. Somebody will ask, why are you planting it? You have 101 negatives, counters, which you can always ask. I said, it's very simple. Take a seed, take mud and then make a ball. Wherever you go, you start throwing it on a rainy day. And I'm so glad today I got few pictures. They have thrown 10,000 seeds around those places.
Great.
You understood? See, it's a very simple thing. You don't even have to go to somebody's land to plant. Assume that beside your house you are seeing a land where you think that something can be grown. You don't even have to encroach there. At midnight you start throwing bombs, and all the bombs are mud bombs with the seed inside. One rain is good enough, and nobody even know. Once it grows, you know, oh, this is there. Understood? Out of 10,000, if 1,000 grows, I'll tell you, I was part of a management professor in one of the colleges. They have 500 acres. One day I gave, there are 3,000 children coming to the college. I said, all of you have to bring one plant which could be in your house or neighbor's house, I don't know what. Everyone's backpack should have one small stick which is plantable in the campus. One day we have planted more than 5,000 plants. After 5 years, when I go, it's full of greenery. So I'm telling, I do. When I was in one of the campus in Kerala, it was full of rocks. Hibiscus plants, 500 was planted on a day. Hibiscus is such a thing which grows anywhere. People is something which can even grow in between the concrete. I'll tell you, Rajasthan will have. If you decide you want to do it, we can throw mud bombs.
So I have to give you the example of Kher Khangri. It is all thorny plant with a small fruit that is dried throughout the season, and there is green vegetables. Nowadays, throughout the year we have veggies because we have transport system and all, and the what you call the improvised plants. Used to have that food, but that food was as nutritious as we are having it today, having something which we call a good food, a good plant. So something, when I talk about, I have written an article on Shitla Ashtami also. When I talk about Shitla Ashtami, people may mock the culture there as well. Shitla Ashtami, why? It is associated with a Devi, which is Devi of cleanliness. Clean your surroundings after Holi. And when you clean the surroundings, that period is the when we reach summers, and you will eat a day's basi food. You understand basi what is stale food. You will cook the earlier night and eat it the next day. Most of the people were being educated by the culture. See, if you eat it on the next day, and till the evening, if you are eating, you will find the foul smell in it, the food, and most of the people will understand. And then it was a stigma. No, don't eat it after Shitala Ashtami. Now you start drinking beer, you start having your earthen pot in your family, and because the refrigerators were not there. And what you call Basuti Theka is a culture which Orissa says. That was all giving you knowledge of your environment at your own. They had inculcated it as a religion. Whichever religion it is, whichever idea it is, it has some culture, something which they want to convey. Find out that what they want to convey, imply it to the world, and let people enjoy the culture which, culture I often talk about, and sir says India has no culture, and we will discuss it other layers. I talk about Pratha, we were the dowry system, the infanticide to be abolished. Don't you think you who teach your boys to be better individuals? You should have your own families against that. If you have a boy in your family, if you go for a marriage which is without dowry, then each others don't have dowry. Otherwise nothing has to be changed. सब करते हैं, हम करते हैं तो कुछ नहीं करते हैं. अगर जो सब करते हैं और उससे अलग हम करके we can set an example. When we want India to grow up culturally, we need intercaste marriages, interreligious marriages, interstate marriages. That is the way to unify the society. Come out of it. I don't come from a family. But I am trying to. Brahmins used to practice as astrology, so let others learn. So, drop your surname if you can. That gives you a pride to be individual of that particular caste representative. Don't be a caste representative at all. That was the say, and I want Dr. T.P. Sir will be society. India needs people who can speak up. India needs a lot of judicial reforms. India needs to educate and enlighten people to the grassroots levels. India needs lot which can be done very easily, and we can do it. We can together do it, but coming together is the biggest problem. Leave aside your ego, aside your cultural variations, and cross those boundaries as the river crosses the boundaries. If there is a stone in the path, throw it away with your full pressure like water. Be like the water, the day believes. I was recollecting my guru said, be like water, and you should be like water. Enjoy the environment in whichever environment you are. Do this whatever you can, and that will be definitely a glorious country. Don't hate entrepreneurs. Be an entrepreneur. Be a job creator if you can be. Whether it is agriculture, whether it is skills, whether it is knowledge, and that will make India glorious. This is the closing notes.
With that great closing notes, and what you just now said is what is the cover page of my book, Life Made Simple. Grow like a tree and fall like a river. You keep on filling the river so that a day you can overbound that, and then the flow will become most beautiful. If smaller hurdles are there, yes, the river can push. If bigger hurdles are there, wait for overflowing. Otherwise, try whether you can flow beside, below that, above that. You need to push yourself with a lot of energy, force, enthusiasm. So we look forward for action items, what can be done, what will be done. And probably by next year, August, we should have, this is what I have done. Not what India needs. This is what India did. At least if we can have few samples on that. Remember a few years back we wrote Raising of India by the Rays of India. Raising of India by the Rays of India. Each youth is a race. Yeah, maybe discussions, maybe writing articles, looking at it. There is some value, some thoughts imbibed in them. Maybe when they grow higher and higher reach, they will look back to India, what India can do or what can be given. That's why always I keep saying, Suryogra Reshmigal Ariyodendadukan. If all the foreigners came and then invaded India, nothing is lost in India, because it's like the water in the sea is evaporated every day, but it comes back more purified. So I'm sure all of us will start taking as much as we can.
For the Vedic era, we are polluting rivers. Don't pollute them. Then the water is polluted and the whole of the ocean life is lost.
See, I'll tell you, most polluted is the most purified, the so-called most purified. I was talking about on Discovery Channel about what Kumbh Mela was happening. I was a commentator in Discovery Channel. Look at Discovery Channel, Dr. TPS. We had good rivers which are polluted by the so-called rituals which we had. There were, yes, everything is good to some extent. If it is too much, if it is uncontrolled, that becomes so bad. So we need to look at not what traditionally we have done, we need to improvise based on the population,
So
based on...
we were worshipping rivers and we were cleaning it. But we lost that cleaning part and we are polluting
See,
it.
I'll tell you, Dr. Sucharita, again, I can also repeat the same thing. What I'm saying is, I was there in grass. When the water is from the river, straight away you can drink. In my childhood, I drank water from the river which is flowing. We never carry water bottle. Any river we can drink. Today we cannot do it because population is the biggest problem. Because people started utilizing it for different purposes because they don't have resources. Okay, so...
And then we should not associate population control bill.
See, I'll tell you, I am not a Prime Minister. I am not the Chief Justice. I am not the President. I am only looking at what. It will not. we only waste time by saying this is not correct. That I'm politically aware, but I'm not politically blind. So I know what I can do, what I have to do. I keep doing it in my level. That is what I believe is the best policy. Okay. So we have to.
Our level, we will not be against agitating against on the road.
Yeah, we want people get. That's what I can do. Probably I can connect to people. We can facilitate things to happen. I can also do myself agriculture, which I am doing, but I need to duplicate it and show. Yeah, this can be done. It's not that I do in my backyard. It is not good enough. Probably I can. That's what I'm saying. What happened? The message which I got is today. 10,000 seeds are thrown. So you trigger something,
Yeah,
it works.
that is good.
You trigger something, it works. So I am looking for somebody who take the trigger in action. Okay, that is what I am looking for.
You would have come across my Facebook tagline once.
Yeah.
I don't want to create a world which needs conservation. And I am literally having a house which doesn't need conservation for the biodiversity. I have so many things coming together.
You will see in
I
my
love
Facebook,
people.
you will see in my Facebook, in WhatsApp, I never propagate somebody's idea. I never post something. I only learn and then create, add my addition to that, my wisdom, my values, maybe my nonsense I will add there, and then put it to somebody else to look at it and then may purify it. That's what I do. Yeah.
Okay.
So thank you. God bless you. See you
Thank you
tomorrow.
for giving me an opportunity.
Yeah.
to speak.
Every day we have different people from different. We have few people lined up who are not living in India, but they look for Indian tradition. But these are only up to 13th August. After that, we need a group of people who will assemble together to discuss what can be done. But I'm sure that's possible only when you transfer this activity. I'm seeing regularly people apply, but what I feel is you should also connect to somebody of your contacts and that get them into this, so that yes, we will grow. Otherwise the message grows. I also edit this and post it onto YouTube. See that it is subscribed. It is, I am not expecting 2000 people to look at it. 100 people who are really serious, have patience to listen and then take some ideas. Similarly, have involvement discussions, get back to what idea we have. I need this to be discussed. Yes, we could do that. In between the Bhagavad Gita sessions, which was demanded by Dilip ji, he wanted to start August 1st, so that's why we suspended programs on Saturday, Sunday. So we lost a few days. We could not make it 27 days, but still we are making 23, 22 days. That's good enough. Maybe we will continue with some action item. There are few people in Hyderabad who wanted to have a physical meeting where we will discuss what action can be done, but I am not ready today because I don't want to be part of any COVID protocol being violated.
Be part of your action plans as well.
Yeah, so that there we have people ready for actions where they need some triggering, so we will take it up. When as soon as things are open, we will travel and then see that where all it can be duplicated. Until then, I am sure we used to have, or we should have, this dialogue kick open. Take it forward, talk to your friends, gather their interest. If they are not physically or maybe virtually attending is also fine. You could gather their ideas and then post it by you when we come for discussions. So we look forward for more participation, more interaction, not in number, but in ideas. That's what is more important. Thank you, Dr. Shuchita, for the beautiful, varied varieties of thoughts which are thrown. Yeah, everybody start reflecting, and that reflection will get into some actions tomorrow. So pranams to each one of you for being part of it. Thank you all. God bless you.
Thank you.